The Mirage 3 is a single-engine, lightweight, all-weather interceptor that exhibits the pure DeltaWing design. One of the major weaknesses of the DeltaWing design is that it experiences very high drag at slow speeds, which forces the Mirage to pull high AOA or angles of attack to maintain lift. As the angle of attack increases, the leading edge of the wing generates a vortex which energizes the flow of the upper surface of the wing. This causes a delay in the flow separation, which results in the Mirage having a very high stall angle. The leading edge vertices are fairly steady over a wide range of angles of attack, supporting the lift force of the DeltaWing. The surface pressure on the top surface of the DeltaWing is reduced near the leading edge and is higher and reasonably constant over the middle of the wing. Due to these characteristics of the DeltaWing design, the Mirage gradually changes over to a mode of lift on the vortex it generates over the leading edge of the wing, allowing for a smooth and stable flight characteristic. However, as stated earlier, it's important to note that this vortex lift comes at the expense of increased drag, meaning that more powerful engines are needed to maintain low speed or high angles of attack flight. The US Navy A-18C Hornet is a high-performance, twin-engine supersonic aircraft. The design was intended to serve the roles of fighter and attack aircraft, combining fighter maneuverability with an extensive payload capability. The F-18 Hornet has a 20-degree swept-back variable camber wings, wing leading edge extensions mounted on the side of the fuselage from the wing root to just forward of the canopy, twin vertical stabilizers, and full span leading edge flaps. These characteristics lead to the Hornet's excellent turn rate capability and its ability to attain and maintain high angles of attack. The F/A-18 Hornet flight control system continually works to maintain stability and provide required controllability through stability and control augmentation systems. The Hornet first entered service in 1983 and became regarded as one of the most effective aircraft weapon systems ever deployed at the time. Alright guys, so we did a couple videos a while ago where the Mirage beat the crap out of the Hornet, and a lot of you wanted to know how a Hornet could fight the Mirage. So that's what I'm going to show you in this video here today. We have a Mirage off in front of us. I'm doing a little bit of a pre-merge setup here as I put my nose down and give myself some lateral turning room by offsetting a little bit. There he goes over the top, and we are going to go one circle here. Now as we go through one circle, I'm going to pull a little bit vertical, pull throttle to idle, and continue to maneuver in relation to the bandit. He's going to shoot out in front of us, and we're going to slot in behind him. Throttle back to max AB, and there he goes. Okay, so the Hornet is going to have to rate fight the Mirage if it's going to win. Okay, so that's the fight we're going to go for. The Mirage is going to fight us and try to make this a nose position fight. If I fight the Mirage's fight, I'm going to lose. I'll lose every time. Okay, so I got to force the Mirage to fight my fight, which is the rate fight. Okay, so there he goes. The other thing I'm going to try to do is, because he has vertical turning room, like he can put his nose down like that, he's going to be able to kind of force nose position fighting a little bit better. And so I'm going to try to pull this fight down to the ground and make it a rate fight. Okay, and we're going to talk about some other aspects in the TAC view. It's going to get a little more technical. But if you have trouble keeping up with this, we're going to go over it in the TAC view, okay? So right now, I'm trying to sit in the 360 range. I'm going vertical a little bit here. Just trying to stay with them. You can see our altitude's decreasing as we go. I'll do the nose position fight with them a little bit here. Just a little bit, because it's going to accelerate us getting down to the deck. Okay, he's going to win this fight if I continue to do this, but that's alright. I'm going to continue to just sit around my corner. I'm a little slow here at 340. So I'm dumping the nose, getting a little bit of energy back. You can see he's moving behind me, so that's what I'm saying when I say I'm going to start losing this fight if I keep doing that. So now we're sitting at around 370, 360, and we're back in the rate fight. This is where I want to be. We just switched the fight over to the way that the Hornet wants to fight the Mirage. And we're going to get our speed back up to around 360, and we're going to pull G's to sustain airspeed. Okay, there he is in front of me, and you can see how we won that turn. I'm going to lag just a little bit behind him, turn back in. It's just to make sure that our angles are good. And so there he is at about 385, that's our speed. And we're getting a little too close to him. A little high aspect, so I'm going to break off just a little bit. I'm going to lag, go vertical a little bit. I'm going to stack high on him here. And I'm going to use that vertical to put my nose down and pull through that turn right here. I'm going to lock him up. And when I come in for the kill, he's going to see my nose come around real quick, and he's going to try to tighten the turn down and try to get out of my HUD, essentially. So I'm lagging a little bit behind him, and when I'm ready to kill him, I'm going to put him in the HUD. Okay? Got him locked up. We're going to try to pull through here. Now, see, he tightened down. Okay, so I got to pull out. I'm going to pull throttle to idle, continue to maneuver in relation to the bandit. Okay, I didn't do a great job there, so he's going to maneuver onto our 6, no problem. We're going to dump our nose and get back into the raid fight. Alright. Back in the raid fight, and watch as we start to come around. So the Mirage is going to really struggle at slower speeds too, so he doesn't want to be too slow. And so here we are, see, we're right back on him. 360, 370, I'm going to pull throttle a little bit here. Give him a couple of rounds. He saw that coming, he jinked out. Doing the same thing, go vertical, throttle to idle. Maneuver in relation to the bandit. And because he had to pull really tight to get out of my HUD there, he's really slow too, so he has to break off, and he's going to try to regain some speed. I'm back on a 6 o'clock here. And there it is. Almost hit me there as he fired off his couple of rounds before he dies there. So that's how the Hornet is going to beat the Mirage, guys. It's going to rate fight the Mirage. Okay, so once again, just to prove that that wasn't a fluke, We'll do one more round. We'll see if the Mirage can give us a little bit of a harder time. Okay, so there he is in front of us once again. We do give ourselves a little bit of a pre-merge setup and put our nose down. And here he comes. He's about 1 nautical mile. Here we go, here we go. Right over the top, there he goes. Okay, so this time we're 2-circle. Okay, which means we instantly went into the rate fight. So I don't have to worry about going vertical and dropping throttle to idle and all that stuff, okay? I'm going to pull through here, and we're just going to try to get real close to my corner speed really quickly here. And he is going to be in a bit of trouble as I come through here. I'm getting a little fast because my nose is dumped. Okay, but there he goes, and he's in front of us there. Okay, he's going to go vertical. We're going to follow that. The whole time you're trying to get your speed down to that corner. Sorry, sustained turn right. Corner is different from sustained. Okay, keep in mind that corner is not a sustainable turn. And so here we are in a nose position fight with the Mirage right now. You can see us, we're losing. We're gonna lose this fight every time. Okay, I'm in a nose position fight with the Mirage. See how he gets up behind me? If I keep doing this, I'm gonna die. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is start to dump my nose. Pay attention to my speed. I'm gonna get to 360-ish. Plus or minus 10 of the speed. And you can see that he's kind of stuck in a lag position now. He can't get his nose around without bleeding off too much energy. And I'm going to start trying to rate him here. I'm still a little bit slow. He's on the deck. Okay, 360. There he goes. So he broke out of that because he knew he wasn't going to win. So he's trying to change the geometry of the fight here, so we went vertical. Okay, so we're going to have to follow him through that initially. And then we're going to slot it right up behind him again. I'm going to lag a little bit outside of his turn. And then I think maybe we can get the kill right here. Now he's seeing my nose pull lead, so you see him jink and he tightened down, okay? So he pulled really hard on a stick there and got himself out of my HUD. Now I'm way too fast. I made a mistake there. I should have been slower. That was target fixation. But the point here is that even if that happens, you just have to get back into your rate fight. Okay, just let him get on your 6. It doesn't matter. Just get back to 360 and start to pull that rate fight. Okay, now he knows once again that this is where he is, so he's starting to get some separation. He's not trying to fight this fight. He knows he's going to lose it, okay? So he's trying to give himself a little bit of separation here. So he flew straight away from us for a bit, extended, and now he's going to our left. We're going to leg a little bit and then turn into him. This is just to make sure that the aspects are right. And we're going to hold him above the canopy and just watch him. We're going to leg outside him just a little bit. I'm a little slow. I'm sitting at about 280. I need to be a little bit faster than this. But you can see that there isn't really a whole lot that the Mirage can do right now when it's stuck and being forced into fighting this rate fight. Even when he gets on my 6, he can't get nose position, right? So he's not even a threat to me when he's behind me. And so here we are, we're about 380. I'm going to pull a little bit harder on the stick here. Pulling real hard. He knows he's losing this fight. Look at him. We're swinging around on him. We're rating him real quick here. I'm getting a little too close, a little too fast, so I'm going to lag, go vertical, stack high on him. Okay, and I'm just going to wait for my opportunity that I can dive down and put rounds on him. Okay, I'm getting a little bit slower. Keep that 360. Getting a little slower. We're going to go for the kill here because I think maybe we can get something. There we go. He tried to tighten down there. You saw that? He tried to pull hard and get out of the HUD. But just wasn't quick enough. So there it is. That's the Hornet killing the Mirage every time. Good fight by the Mirage. Great fight. Well done. Alright guys, so this is our tac view. I'm in the blue, he's in the red Mirage. And so as we saw in that fight there, what we're looking for is a rate fight against the Mirage. And so what you can see here is I start to put my nose down, and so does he. This is called a pre-merge setup. So basically what we're trying to do is give ourselves a little bit of a speed advantage. As I put my nose down, I'm trying to get my speed up. And you can see that we're both kind of off a little bit. This is lateral turning room, so you give yourself a little bit of room that once you merge you can make a nice tight turn, right? So you give yourself a little bit of lateral turning room. You can see the Mirage is doing the same thing, and there's the merge. Okay, so I'm gonna come in at a speed, indicated airspeed of 486, and the Mirage is gonna come in at true air speed. Let's just do Mach. So he's Mach 1.9, I'm Mach 0.9. Okay, so I'm a little bit slower than him. There's the merge, and this is a one circle fight. Okay, so you can tell it's one circle. A lot of you are already familiar with this concept. A one circle is when he turns this way and I turn this way. A two circle would have been if I turned the way that I did. So I turned this way and he would have turned this way. And he would have come around like this, and I would have come around like this, and this would have been a two circle fight. Okay, so we're doing a one circle fight, and so what that means is that as we come around, look at my degrees turn per second. I'm at 13 degrees a second, and he's at about 10, 9. He's not getting much higher than that, so you can see that my turn is much tighter than his. I'm already almost 180 degrees around, and he's only halfway through his turn. Okay, so what I'm going to do is drop the throttle to idle, and I'm just going to pull up a little bit, and that moving up thing is going to, like going vertical a little bit, is going to slow me down a little bit more. I'm still maneuvering in relation to the Bandit, which means I'm still turning into him, and as he shoots off in front, as I start to come down, I'm throttled back to full, and I've dumped the nose so that I can gain a little bit more speed as I come through the turn, and we're in a rate fight. Okay, however, because we have the altitude, we're still pretty high up here. The Mirage is going to try to do what the Mirage likes to do, which is a nose position fight. Okay, it's going to try to twist the fight into something like that. Okay, so it's the one thing I want to talk about here. Corner speed is not the same as sustained turn rate. Okay, so you have something called a sustained turn speed, or usually it's a range based on the weight of the aircraft. The heavier the weight, the higher the range is going to be. So if you're somewhere between 360 and 380 knots for your sustained turn rate, if you're heavier, you're going to be on the higher end of that scale. You're going to be about 380-ish. Okay, that's different from corner, because corner is the quickest rate with the tightest radius, but it's instantaneous. Okay, so you cannot sustain a corner turn indefinitely, but you can sustain it in a sustained rate. Okay, so it's a little different. We'll get into that in another video. Okay, but it's just important to note that corner and sustained turn are not the same. Okay, so I'm going to be sitting here at an indicated airspeed of 340, so still a little lower. You can see the Mirage trying to do a nose position fight, right, as he tries to slot in behind me. It looks like he might have guns on me here, but if you look at it like this, He's a little bit lower, and he's just not pulling totally enough lead, I would say. Like, I think that personally, based on the distance that we are, he may have needed to he needed to be facing kind of this way a little bit more to get that lead, where he's actually right now pointed right at me. So he's not leading enough to have a gun kill. Okay. And you can see his true airspeed is at 223, which means his indicator is even lower than that. He's sitting at probably about 120 for indicated, which means he just doesn't have the energy to pull that nose up anymore to get that lead shot. And the reason that he can't do that is because I'm raiding so quickly around him. It's making it very difficult for him. So here he is once again dumping his nose because he's low on energy, right? And I'm simply just raiding around him the entire time, trying to drive the fight to the ground the best that I can. And here he is. Once again, you can see he's got the nose position advantage, but there isn't a lot he can do with it because he's constantly being raided. Okay. And my objective here is to just quickly get this fight to the ground. So I'm just trying to survive and, you know, raid around him as quickly as I can and bring it down to the ground. You can see right here, once again, he just can't get his nose up enough to have any kind of real threat. Okay, so now we're right around the ground. I'm sitting at about 390, so I need to shave more of that off. So you can see me pulling high G's. This is G's to sustain airspeed. Okay, so if your airspeed's too high, you're not going to cut back on the throttle. You're going to pull harder G's. You're going to pull your stick back. Look at this turn rate of 20.2 degrees a second. That's insane. That's very high. 21, 22, right? Like, those are crazy turns. Look at him. He's sitting at 5.2. 914 is the best I see out of the Mirage. Okay, so you can see here I'm raiding around him really quickly, and he already knows that. He already knows that. That's why he's extended out and he's trying to exit that. So here we are. I'm just going to follow him. Notice how he has turned, and I don't instantly just turn with him, right? You just continue to fly straight until you get to the point in space when he turned, and then you initiate a turn. Okay, if I was to initiate the turn early, like if I see him turn here, I see him start a turn, and at that point I'm here, and I start turning with him, what happens is I look like an idiot, right? I just give my six away, right? So you need to just wait a little bit, go to the point in space that you think he started his turn, and then you start your turn. All right, and that's going to make sure that you stay on his circle. See that? And there we are. And now we're in that raid fight that I want to be in. I'm still a little fast at 390, but you can see I'm getting really nice. Now look at this right here. What happens here is I realize that I'm getting a little too close to him, and the aspect's very high. I'm very high aspect to him. Okay, so what I need to do is correct this. I'm going to correct this by going high into the vertical, and I'm just going to pull that down under him or over him, and I'm going to try to pull my nose around and see if I can reset that circle a little bit. And you can see once again I'm coming in pretty high aspect here, but I've got a little bit more room. I'm going to extend and leg outside him a little, and now we're back. Okay, so what you see here is once again the high aspect of the Mirage to the Hornet. I've identified that there's no way I can get my nose around to point over here to get a kill. So what I'm going to do is try to go vertical. However, I'm going to try to do the same move that I did to him back there, the last turn, try to go vertical and come back down on him. But what he's going to do is actually reverse his turn, and he's going to try to come after me. However, unfortunately, once again, he doesn't have the speed. You can see his true airspeed of 161, which means it's indicated is probably near stall. And there's no way he can point his nose at me. So what he's done essentially is, it was a good idea in theory to come up and try to meet me, but what he's done is come vertical and slowed himself down into a stall pretty much. Okay, I completely ignore that and I continue with my turn, trying to maintain that sustained turn rate of 360-ish. And you can see that he's aborted that. He's dumped his nose to get his energy back, and he's on the deck. Okay, me, with my turn, I've done a full 180 in the time it took him to come down and do a little loop around, and you can see that I'm pulling right back on his 6 here. Okay, now watch this. The Mirage is going to do what's known as a tighten down in this situation. So what he's seeing as he looks out of his canopy is he's seeing a Hornet that is about to pull lead on him. Okay, this is a lead where you can see my nose is pointed right around here, which means if he continues this, he's going to be exactly where I need him to be so I can put guns on him. So what he needs to do at this point is called a jink. He's going to maneuver out of plane, and he's going to do that by going vertical here. Watch this. See? So you can tell that I'm about to shoot because I just pulled my nose in front of him. So he sees that coming, he goes vertical. Okay, I counter it by going vertical as well and dropping throttle to idle. Okay, I'm going to come up, continue to maneuver in relation to the bandit, and as he returns to his flight, I'm going to come in right behind him at a much slower speed. So yes, he jinked, but he's back in the same situation he was in before. And at this point, he's just really too slow to do anything about it. So he's dead. Okay, so that's a Hornet beating a Mirage. All right, just for the sake of the channel, we'll do the next tack view as well. So you can see here we go into a 2-circle fight, which means we're instantly into the rate fight. If you remember, the last one was a 1-circle. We had to go vertical, cut throttle. This one is straight to rate fight. So I'm going to try to get my speed down to about 380 to 360-ish. And here we are crossing right at the point here. And he's going to go vertical. Once again, the nose position fight for the Mirage. And we got a bit of a scissor going on here, which he wins because I'm not slow enough. So simply what I'm going to do, and remember that these fights are going to be different for guns only, and if there's missiles involved, that's a whole different ball game, right? But here, I lose the scissor, so I simply exit it, and I just go for the rate fight again, right? It's that simple. Just force him to play your game, don't play his game. All right, I'm back in my rate fight, and he's got his nose down, trying to gain some energy as we go through this. I'm just ignoring literally everything and just staying in my rate fight. He's going to go vertical. I'm going to counter it by maneuvering in relation to the bandit. I'm going to go vertical with him. Turn back into him because he turned away. Okay, so he actually presented a position for me to come back around, reverse my turn, and I reversed my turn, and now I'm on a 6. Okay. The principles are pretty much the same as everything we talked about in the other rounds. So we're just turning with each other. He's just constantly trying to force this nose position fight by going vertical and bringing it down and all this other stuff. I'm simply maneuvering in relation to him to give him problems until we're far enough on the deck that I can start my rate fight, which is what I'm going to do right here. Okay, once again, he spots this and he tries to extend out. I come up behind him, and remember what we talked about. I'm not going to just initiate a turn because I saw him turn. Okay, I'm going to try to stay inside of a circle. You see me adjusting for that real quick because I turned a little too quickly. I should have waited longer, right? Which causes a high aspect situation. So what I'm going to do is just hold that. I'm going to go high. And I'm just going to try to stay with him through that corner. I'm a little bit below the corner here. By corner, I mean max rate. My apologies. And here we go. Back on the deck. 360, 370, 400. And once again, I'm spotting that I'm coming in too fast and too high aspect to get my nose around. So I simply will go vertical, give myself some room. And I'm just going to sit here. And I'm waiting for my opportunity where it looks good to me. I've stacked high on top of them here. I'm just waiting for my opportunity. And what I'm going to do is when I see that the chance is right, which is right here, I'm going to decide that this is good because I think that when I get my nose down, I'll be able to hit him right here. What I'm going to do is dump the nose and use gravity to pull through with my increasing speed. I'm going to trade that kinetic energy for nose position, and I'm going to put it in front of the bandit, and I'm going to kill him. Okay, you can see right here. Now what the Mirage can do in this situation, if he has more airspeed, which unfortunately this Mirage does not have, he's very low on speed, so he's basically dead. But if the Mirage has more speed, what he'll do is he'll tighten down, which means he'll pull hard on his stick and turn this way. And what that'll do is I'll have a fraction of a second where he passes through my HUD, and I probably won't be able to get the shot off at him. Okay, but he'll tighten that down to his minimum radius, which is probably around the 200, 230 knots. I'm not too sure, but I think it's right around there for the Mirage. And he'll tighten that turn and go flying right by. At which point I'll have to correct by leveling out and going vertical and maneuvering in relation to the bandit to try to get back on his 6. So that's what he can do, but he has to have the perfect reaction time. And right here, he just doesn't have the speed to do anything. So he's just praying that I miss, which I don't. So he's dead. Okay guys, so I'll put this in the comment section because I'm not sure how many people are going to watch this video to the end here, but every time that I said corner speed, I made a mistake. Okay, it's not corner speed, it's max rate. Okay, we talked about it in the first tac view. Corner speed is different from max rate. Okay, so every time you heard me accidentally say corner speed, I meant to say max rate. Okay, I apologize for that. That's my bad. Okay, so that's going to be the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.